Hello everybody, my name is Josh and welcome back to the Legend of Zelda First Quest walkthrough. This is part 6, and we are going to be going into level 5 today. We are coming in on the second half of the dungeons, and from here on out it's literally just clearing out dungeons. There is nothing else to get in the overworld at all. So, as such, today we are heading to level 5. And now that we have the power bracelet, we can use the warps around the hub world, or the map. Hyrule. Yeah. We're gonna warp around Hyrule. So, thankfully there's one right outside, which is very nice. So here we are. This is exactly where we need to be, as Dungeon 5 is through onto this screen. And right here, we have a maze. And this maze is really easy. All you gotta do is go up 4 times. So, that's number 2. That's number 3. And there we go. So, that is how you get to Dungeon 5. And if you notice, if you looked up in the little grey box up on the corner, you'll notice that our dot did not move at all while we were doing that. That is a maze. We did a similar one in the Lost Woods last episode to get to the graveyard to get the magical sword. Anyway, welcome to level 5. We have a nice green colour here. In this dungeon, we are introduced to those things. Their names are escaping me right now, but Pole's Voice, that's what they are. We are introduced to Pole's Voice here, and Pole's Voice are exactly what they sound like. In the Japanese version, you use sound to get rid of them, and you'd think that that'd work here too, but in the English release, they changed it so that you use the arrows to take them out. Basic, but it gets the work done. We are also introduced to Gibdos, which are not too difficult to take out. So yeah. Digdogger hates certain kind of sound, so that's a hint to what item you're going to be getting in this place. And it's a very helpful item, very similar to the warps that we are now getting around the overworld. Very nice to have them. We also have the Dongos being used as normal enemies now. So continue to use the smoke trick, and yeah. So this place is a lot less linear than previous dungeons, but in terms of enemies, this place is not that bad. So we're just gonna loop around right here. Gibdos can do damage, but considering the fact that we now have a level 3 sword, it's really not that bad. So, they give you bombs for a reason. There is a way to go. Yes, this way. Because you cannot exit the room through that way. And right here we are introduced to blue dark nuts. And although they are faster, we now have a level 3 sword, so they're nowhere near as bad as they could be. And in Zelda Classic, blue dark nuts also have a tendency to drop a lot of health items, which is very nice to have. So, getting health items is always helpful. And this is our first instance of transporting across the world. Across the dungeon, basically. And you need to come this way, as up the upper end of the dungeon is actually where you get the dungeon item. And you need it. So, if you have a room of dark nuts, they can be a bit annoying to navigate. I'm surprised I managed to get through all of that. And when you damage an enemy, you can of course go right past them. So, do you want to come this way? As you come up here, and yep, we get our dungeon item, which is the whistle, or the recorder, whatever you want to call it. If you've played Mario 3, you may know the sound that's played with the whistle. I, of course, am not going to play it now, but I will be playing it later, as if you remember that hint from the old man, the boss of this place is a Dig Dogger. And in case you need the extra key, you do get an extra key right here, so that you always have the amount of keys. I cannot remember if there's a bombable wall in here. I think there is. Yes, there is. And yeah, there is a bomb upgrade in here, which I noted down in the wrong level. Oops. But I'm just going to fix that real quickly. Okay, so you need to have 100 rupees and you get more bombs. Very nice. Although, by this point, you'll have a lot of items anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, time to head back. And you need the whistle. It is one of the items in the game that you need to beat it, because Dig Dogger's only weakness is that item. Anyway, time to head this way. If you need to use the water in the middle as a safe zone, that can be used. Although the safe zone in general is a lot more helpful when you're fighting annoying things like Dark Knights. So basically, every enemy in this level is good for getting lovely. Got ourselves a clock. Gives us a free pass through this room. And this room right here basically shows that you don't need to open that door at the bottom right there. Although you kind of do, because this is actually where the map is, so I'm going to quickly loop back around to grab that. Grab our map. There we go. So, overall, getting the whistle is the most non-linear part of this stage. Once we've gotten past that, the rest of this stage is quite linear. It's just, you know, finding the right item to get past it. Anyway, head on up. We got ourselves some normal Dark Nuts, and this is an example of how I can use the water as safe zones. And there's our compass right there. Not really necessary by this point, considering that we know where. That is not the item I wanted to use. Defeat the Pole's voice, and then kill these guys. Cool. Alright. So, by this point, we have a pretty straight path to the boss. Overall, considering the fact that this is meant to be a Dark Nut Dungeon. There is not that many Dark Nuts in this place. And in case you need to know, no, you cannot bomb up to get into that room. It is impossible. You have to find that path. Paul's voice are not that bad to deal with. And remember, secret rooms can hide things. In this case, secret power is said to be in the arrow. That is a hint for level 9, basically telling you that if you want to beat Ganon, you need an arrow of some sort. Okay, this is a Dig Dogger. First thing you want to do, use the whistle on him, and then the easiest thing to do is immediately bring up your inventory once the music is done, switch to the boomerang, and keep them in place. There you go. Easy win. In case you need to know, down here is a dead end. There is nothing in here. This is just a secret room that need not be entered. In general, anything blue Gibdos also give a lot of health, but as I said, that's a completely empty room and I only went in there for completion's sake. Anyway, with that being said, we have beaten level 5, and up here is our 5th Triforce piece, which also gives us a bit further to completion. Anyway, with that being said, that's the end of this part. We have done level 5. Next time we're going to head over to level 6, which is a particularly annoying level. So until then, goodbye!